What are your thoughts on life?
So the thing I keep thinking about is, was it worth?
In today's industry, there's a lot of talk about production and how frequent shows gets plagued with production issues. It almost becomes a rarity or a blessing that some shows don't get disrupted by the strict production time. It can vary between different studios depending how the higher ups in the studio do their planning or business. Studio Mappa is one of the more popular example of exploiting the amount of talent they could pull, but giving them a bad schedule but still looks really good, although there's sometimes a lot of stuff that most normies miss, the amount of inconsistencies it can have. But there was this one show that Mappa gave up on. I know they didn't give up on it, but please for the title. No, it's not that time where they Hell's Paradise Jigokuraku. No, it's not when they were labeled as one of the studios for Sarazanmai, but in reality they did absolute fuck all. Or that one time where they cancelled You're a Nice Movie and got the girls on Twitter like, "Oh my god, my baby boo." It was Takt Op Destiny. The show about music being banned and conducting is a power controlling girls, turning them into badasses to fight the D2s. Fun, yeah! But we are primarily talking about the production side. This show is produced by Mappa x Madhouse in 2021. What? Now you might think, oh my god, this is gonna be the best animated show ever. Well, no. Some episodes had great animation, but some didn't have anything special about them. Well, because from the title, Mappa did fuck all. Well, of course they did something. In terms of production line in Mappa, it's the Wataru Kawagoi team, which is the Attack on Titan, Yokuraku, and God of High School team. And for Madhouse, it's the Yuichiro Fukushi lead team, one of the best teams in anime who produced One Punch Man, Frieren, Sonny Boy, and others. Again, you might think this show will look amazing, but in reality, only the Madhouse episodes look the best, while the Mappa ones look quite basic compared to it. Because Mappa couldn't handle the show amidst working on AOT at that time. They couldn't make a team to produce Takt Op Destiny alongside Madhouse. They probably just crammed through everything they could put and just finishing it with not much time. If you see, most of the main core staff comes from Madhouse. Toru Iwasawa, the action director, had a deeper connection with Madhouse and in the future went on to be the action director for the Elf Girl show. That deeper connection comes from Reiko Nagasawa since these two are married. Nagasawa has always been a regular in Fukushi's projects but just started getting lead roles. In the future, she character designed the Elf Feet Pics anime. Akane Fujihara has been the director of photography for all of Fukushi's projects, and there's many more. I don't know if this show came to Madhouse or Mappa first. Same kind of story for Fukushi. They kinda had to sacrifice a lot of their time and effort to their actual passion project, being Sunny Boy. I haven't watched Sunny Boy, but from the clips I've seen, it's definitely one of the more unique production with a softer touch and amazing looking settings that complements the overall narrative with some visual whiplashes in a good way. Fukushi jumped being the animation producer of Sunny Boy to Takt Op Destiny within only a few weeks, so it's apparent that they couldn't give their all, but it still looked incredible compared to the Mappa episodes. But only for producing 5 of the episodes, it definitely helped for Madhouse. Fukushi contacted most of the animators / directors from previous projects. He has connections with basically almost every animator in the industry. I mean, the reason why Nakamura animated in One Punch Man and Frieren was because of him. The show itself looked great for the Madhouse episodes. Now, the Mappa episodes didn't look bad like Jigokuraku because that thing was just something else to say the least. But comparing it to Madhouse episodes, it definitely didn't hold a candle to it. Overall, the show had great backgrounds. I think this show is mostly in New York and Las Vegas. It captured the aesthetic of it and the other places too. The action is the forefront, leading a more bombastic style with adding a lot of effects to it. I know some people are like, oh my god, so many stuff, I can't. Many of the fights having a grander and dynamic layout to it. It can be very grounded, but at the same time still have that bombastic nature to it, accompanied with very fluid movement. Thanks a lot to the freelance animators that participated, like Tachiyo Ishihara, Toshiki Sato, Takashi Minami, and even more. And even some that got their first major animation role, like Yen Yen, but now he's ascended to heaven. The compositing also doesn't disrupt the overall drawing and more so elevate it to give it that pop. While effects wise it's mostly in 2D because there's a lot of talent attached to it, it still looks phenomenal. Akane Fushihara is one of the best compositing artists out there right now, giving the effects barely any textures, just bold coloring but still gives that aesthetic to it. I fucking love Lamb's original design that Reiko Nagasawa translate to the anime. He or she... wait. Okay, I don't know. Lamb has his own unique style of drawing characters. There's a lot of cosmetics or tattoos on the face and a lot of attention on the eyes. There's an apparent difference in every Lamb's characters drew. Lamb also loves the color red. Makes sense why the main music art is red. Another little aspect is the weapon design by Takashi Minami. He definitely designed it with his own animation style with a very heavy emphasis on timing and posing, and most of the animers still kind of keep that style of the weapon like that, especially for Destiny's gun. Ray gun. Mappa's episodes still didn't look bad compared to your normal produced show, but to the Madhouse episodes, it's dog shit. Well, not really dog shit. Judging from this spreadsheet, Madhouse produced episode 1, 3, 5, 8, 10, and 12, and Mappa did the others. I could be wrong. You can see how all over the place the Mappa episodes is. They can't really put a lot of their staff here because the team is working on the final parts of AOT, so they just had so much ADs and different studios to help make the episode look not bad drawing quality wise, while the Madhouse episodes only had 1 to 2 ADs and the chief director being the character designer herself. I'm not saying higher amounts of ADs like 6 or 7 plus is a bad sign. If a show doesn't move a lot but still have this much ADs, then that's a bit of a concern. And for action, that's mostly a given since there's a lot more movement to be corrected. If that person that was supposed to be animation direct didn't have time to supervise the episode, then he has to call up more people to AD. But if your first episode, like most Mappa shows, had an egregious amount of ADs, then that's concerning. Even worse, the first episode that Mappa produced for Takt Op, which was episode 2, was outsourced to Studio Vault. The Mappa episodes was a lot stiffer. There was barely even any sakuga. Even when the action hits, it was pretty average at most, besides some good looking cuts which were far in between, because again they can't afford working on another project when they already have a lot of projects in production. And I'm not saying that the Madhouse line was perfect. It definitely had some problems behind the scenes, but not to the degree of Mappa. A better example of production crashing very early was that Swinging Sword bona fide anime Shiyoshi. They were going down with it sexually back there. Again, the AOT team couldn't spare anything for this project. Otsuka just picked this show up and I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. The staff tried to save some of the lost episodes, getting some AOT regulars on and a lot of studios, but it looked average at best. They can't keep putting up projects amidst working on another project with still not the best schedule. A good example of co-production that actually worked together to make a polished looking project is Spy Family. It was a WIT Studio X Cloverworks show. The adaptation got introduced to WIT's Tetsuya Nakatake's team, but since they just finished Bubble, they couldn't work on another high profile project, being Spy Family. So Nakatake contacted Fukushi's team in Cloverworks, and that's how a good co-production works. Everything is split fairly. Cloverworks did the even episodes and WIT did the odd episodes. Same goes for the core staff. There's people from WIT and Cloverworks. You get the idea. And when season 2 aired, Cloverworks did the season while WIT did the movie. Although it was a bigger task for Cloverworks, they still hold the quality of the show. It may have not looked better than season 1 while it still held on its own, making a good adaptation of it. While you can see at the studios and go, wow, Studio Mappa and Madhouse, it's not always a guarantee that every show by a certain studio will look good every single time. There are studios that could make some of the best animation we could ever see, but get trucked by the horrible conditions and deadlines set by the production committee or the greediness by the higher ups in the studio. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what your thoughts on Takt Op Destiny or just, I don't know, any studio mentioned here. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.